Today we'll have two important meetings, certainly from the Dutch perspective. This morning a meeting on Syria, this afternoon on JCPOA and Iran. This morning on Syria, I'll be condemning the repeated use of violence by the Syrian government against its own people. Innocent people are dying, and the violence which the Syrian regime is using against its own people is being done with the support of its allies. Secondly, the humanitarian situation is still very challenging all over Syria. There's not enough access for the humanitarian agencies to bring their aid. You've heard me say this before, we need accountability for the mass atrocity crimes which are being committed in Syria. And as long as the Council is blocked because of the use of the veto, we'll continue to try to find other avenues. We would have preferred a referral to the ICC. When that was vetoed last year, we got a IIIM. And we'll continue to push for other avenues. And Commission of Inquiry in its report yesterday in the Human Rights Council was a case in point. When it comes to accountability, today, as we speak, still the procedural talks in the meeting of the state parties on OPCW in The Hague is continuing. My minister has just spoken. If you look at my tweet line, you can see his speech. We are co-sponsor of the resolution which will make it possible for the OPCW to attribute guilt of the use of chemical weapons to specific parties. And we are confident that the vote will prevail later today. This afternoon I will be speaking in my capacity first as facilitator of the Iran format. I will explain the work which has been done in the format in the past almost 6 months during our tenure in the Council. I will be focusing on three things. Talks. I will be talking about the talks we had within the format between the 50 members of the Council on the JCPOA and, of course, the latest developments on that one. Secondly, I'll be talking about the outreach we did from the format to other parties. That's the second T, the T of transparency. And third, I will be explaining about the facilitation of trade by the format and certainly by the procurement working channel which operates in Vienna. Then 8 speakers later, I will be speaking in my next capacity this afternoon, and I will express deep regret about the American decision to withdraw from the JCPOA.
Ambassador, we hear a lot of condemnations on the Syrian government's action against civilians, etc., but we don't hear any support anymore to the Syrian opposition. So do you see that the Syrian opposition is now facing the new situation and the offense from the government by itself, or should be the support should continue to the Syrian government? What's your position?
It's very hard for me to judge exactly the situation on the ground. What we really condemn is the use of violence by the Syrian regime against its own people. When we talk about the Syrian opposition, I think we also have a video link with the Mistura. It's crucial that the opposition remains involved in context with the Mistura and to get a political process going and to get a political solution. Because I think the atrocities in the field show that there is no military solution, and we should keep on pushing, all of us, for a political solution.
Ambassador, 2 questions. First one's about Syria. The humanitarian situation in the north, near Shaban area, 200,000 IDPs on the Turkish border are reportedly without any humanitarian assistance or even UN access. Do you expect any update from OCHA about that? And my second question is about JCPOA. The US position is not just after the withdrawing, is now basically punishing the countries who are dealing with Iran. That's where things are heading, especially the purchase of oil. What is the European Union position and your country's position?
On the first point, the issue of cross-frontier access, humanitarian access, is one of the key issues in Syria. You're completely right on that one. And we expect John Ging of OCHA to brief us on what his challenges are and what this council might do, but also members of the council also on a bilateral basis. On Iran, we deeply regret the withdrawal of the United States from the JCPOA. We feel very strongly that this was an effective multilateral agreement. It's robust, has complete inspection and verification mechanisms, which ensure that the Iranian nuclear program is civilian. And that's the kind of agreement we support. And what we try to do and will remain to do is to ring-fence the JCPOA, also as a European Union, and to make sure that the JCPOA will prevail. That's how it is.
Has Holland started buying any oil from the Iranians? Because now the Americans are saying everybody has to stop buying from Iran.
Honestly, I don't know. I will get back to you. I would have to check that. Okay? Thanks so much.
On Mali,
yes.
There are a number of reports of the Malian army killing civilians. First there was a report of mass graves, now there's a report of 12 civilians killed. I'm wondering, since you have had a peacekeeping mission there, do you think the Council will take a look at this, given that they work with the Malian army? What should be done about these troubling reports?
I think we have a discussion on Mali tomorrow in the Council, if I'm not mistaken, with a resolution. That's the appropriate time when we'll be discussing that.
Okay? One last question about Iran.
I gotta go. Thanks so much.